everyone, I am Douglas C. Welch, and this is another episode of A Gardener's Notebook in the Garden. Today we're actually going to dig up our sweet potatoes. I'm not quite sure if they're ready or not. I read online that 140 days is about what you want, and these have actually been in the ground for about 150 days. I checked. They went in February 27th of this year. So we figured we'd just dig around and see. The plants have been starting to fall back, so we're not sure if they think they're done or not. Usually you wait until sweet potatoes until the frost comes. Of course, here in Southern California, we don't get frost that often, so we sort of have to gauge it by the number of days. So I'm going to have my camera person zoom down into the plot down here, and let's see what we find. So I've just started clearing away the dirt here, and the first thing I found was this tiny little one here. I'm going, oh my gosh, I'm hoping that's not all we got, but we're going to pop him out here, and we'll put him in a curry or something. He's still edible. Oh, let's pull him out of the ground. It's a little tiny one there, but then I started digging lower, and there's another smaller root there. But what's this here I see? Let's see if we can get him out of here without breaking him up too bad. That is a sizable sweet potato in there. So it's a little hard here, as we found with the regular potatoes. They're really having to work kind of hard to dig down in there, but look at that. Now that is what I call a sweet potato. Now, it's not as huge as the ones you see in the grocery store, obviously, but we grew these in our own garden from pieces that were sprouting in our pantry, for goodness sakes. This cost us nothing to create this, and this is going to go in a nice pot of something very, very soon. We'll continue digging up through here, and then I'll show you at the end everything that I got out of this bed. Well, after we dug up this entire bed, first of all, I must say I'm surprised that any sweet potatoes grew in this bed. As we found with the white potatoes we had growing here, there's this clay pan underneath this bed that was simply holding the moisture there like a pool liner almost. It's a miracle they didn't drown in their own liquid. That said, we did get 3 nice sizable sweet potatoes out of here, and I also learned a lot about how sweet potatoes grow. Having never grown them before, I didn't understand how you had to maintain them either. So what you need to do basically is, these are the big potatoes, but if you start looking at the roots or the vines of the sweet potato, basically, I don't know why I didn't think about this, but white potatoes all grow from the central piece. In fact, there you can actually see the seedling piece that this whole sweet potato vine grew from. That's the cutting I took out of our pantry and put in the ground. You see how it all rooted out, sent out its nice long vine. Well, what I didn't realize is, I thought, oh, sweet potatoes only grow like white potatoes at the main part of their vine. Well, no, they grow all the way along the vine. So what I should have been doing with these little devils is I should have been burying these main stems. They were laying like this. I should have been bringing them up right up to the leaves while they were in the ground. Every one of these would have sprung off another set of roots like this and had the potential of creating a tuber like that. That's what gardening's all about for me. It's all about learning. I actually had no idea how these grew, and now I know. And so next time, and I guarantee you there will be a next time, we are going to plant these probably in the same bed. We're going to retrofit this entire bed though. It's actually got high sides. You may have noticed there's a cement wall against one side and then some planks along the front. We're actually going to fill this entire bed. I'm going to take out as much of the clay as I can find. We're then going to fill it with really good garden soil and our own homemade compost. And then we're going to be able to plant back in this bed knowing that we have good drainage and we won't have to worry about things suffering like they did this time. Perhaps then even we might be able to grow some tomatoes in here, which my wife, who's behind the camera, would adore having tomatoes in her garden, but I haven't yet found a good place to grow them. So if you're thinking about how sweet potatoes grow, look at that vine right there. You will see a perfect example how every node kicks off a root or more than one root, and every one of those has the potential of becoming a sweet potato. I hope this has been enlightening to you. It certainly has been enlightening to me. Thanks again for joining us for this episode of In the Garden. I'm trying to catch up a little bit after our vacation back to our home state of Ohio, so things have been a little slow lately. But as the summer starts to wind down, we'll be spending a lot more time in the garden because that begins our fall planting season, where we'll be planting kale and other cold weather crops, more lettuce and stuff like that. So I hope you join us for that. If you have any questions or comments, please send them along, or if you just want to laugh at me, that's okay too. Put them as comments on the YouTube channel. By the way, if you're on YouTube, click that like button, it really does help. Leave them on the YouTube channel, leave them on the blog, wherever is most convenient for you. We also have a presence on Facebook and Google Plus and everywhere else. So tell us what's going on in your garden. Tell me what I did wrong with my garden. I think I figured out a little bit of that right now. And until next time, keep digging.